back with Mike Agajanyan. Well, good evening, my fellow Americans. As I settle in, got home from a busy day, and decided to go and do my little YouTube live, baby. I do apologize for giving you different flavors every day. Today, I think there's a concern that we all Americans should have. I definitely am concerned. As you could see from my thumbnail, we are getting close. Yup, very, very close to another government, Democratic created government shutdown. Let me make sure I made that clear. I apologize. Give me 1 second. So, yes, we are just around the corner. If they do not get there, I apologize. What's going on with this portion? Give me 1 second, guys. Come on now. Why isn't this playing on this side? I'm having a little technical issues here. Please bear with me until I find out what's going on. Okay, I guess we're good. Can you guys hear me? All right, I do apologize, just having a little technical issues here, but I believe we're good now. I gotta put this down. All right, guys. All right, so I apologize again. We're having I was having a little technical issues, sound problems, but now we're good. So it sounds like we're gonna have a very disturbing government shutdown yet again. And just to make things clear, I don't know if you guys know about this. The Democratic Party is screaming that they are against funding ICE and Border Patrol. But if you did not know, let Mike tell you. The big beautiful bill that was funded in 2025 actually funds ICE and Border Patrol till 2029. That bill has been passed, it's been submitted and signed off by the president, for crying out loud. So if you are not aware of what your government is trying to pull a fast one on you now, you should be aware of it now. Because the whole reasoning of the shutdown is apparently that the government of the Republicans are trying to fund an additional um, bill for ICE and Border Patrol. But yet again, they are lying because the fund and the bill has been passed in the big, beautiful bill in 2025. And that is good till 2029. As a matter of fact, the bill is so strong, they have a bonus attached to it. If you get hired as a ICE agent, there's a $10,000 bonus that will qualify as long as you work, I believe, you pass the background, you do the whole training, and you are employed with them for at least 12 months, so a year. All right. So, this whole government shutdown that the Democrats are going to shove it down our throats and plead their side that, oh, they don't want to fund the ICE and Border Patrol is bunch of bull crap, my peeps. Are you following me? So I want to get the attention of all Democrat leaders across USA. I'm telling you, I'm coming live to you right now from a blue state. Do not even attempt to continue with your garbage and try to fool the American people that you are here to fight for us, the Democratic Party or the Democratic states, because that is bull crap, my friend. I know it, you know it, and a lot of us know it. So if you dare to shut down the government yet again, it is going to be on you. As a representative from a blue state, I'm telling you, you will lose my vote and millions of Democratic votes. Do you get this? Write it down, take a picture so you don't forget, punk. Do not attempt to play with our livelihoods. Do not to play with do not attempt to play with our government and our country's well-being. By you shutting down the government, you're not doing any good to any average citizen. You just cannot handle the battles that you're continuously losing to Republicans, and you want to take it out on them by making us suffer. Do you get this? Or you just, I mean, I do understand that you guys are completely soulless and heartless. You don't care about anybody. You just want to make sure that you get an extra vote. We understand the games you guys are playing. It's very clear. And whoever doesn't understand, it's either they don't want to understand or they just care less about their lively and their country's well-being. So I'm asking for Democratic voters to not to be fooled yet again, my friends. Hello, everyone. I see your chat. Give me a like if you guys are still on the live with me. Please help me spread this video as much as I can. I appreciate it, guys. So thank you, guys. So please do not, I ask you again, do not attempt to play with our livelihoods by shutting the government down just to win extra political points, because you're definitely not going to win any points with us. If Minnesota officials or law enforcement would have completed the federal law, ICE would have never had. Yes, I agree with you, my brother. Thank you for putting out some facts. Kansas City, Zaggy, I hear you, bro. I hear you. I agree with you. This is not about ICE. I'm not trying to separate Republicans and Democrats. I want to bring everyone under one umbrella as Americans, for crying out loud. This is a bunch of baloney games that the Democrats want to play and shut down the government yet again and hold us hostage. So I'm telling you right now, if you haven't done your research, please go do your research. I'm seeking for everyone's assistance here. Democratic, Republicans, um, illegals, legals. I don't know who you are and what you're doing in this country, but if you have any care for this country, do some research and understand that this bullshit that they're going to play again, shutting the government down under the protection of protecting citizens and not funding ICE, that's bullshit. Because ICE has been funded till 2029. Does that go through anyone's head? Do you guys understand this new bull games that they're playing? They've funded the ICE and Border Patrol till 2029, but you have Democrats who are now coming out and saying, we refuse to fund ICE. We refuse to fund this terrorism that's taking place in America. You are not funding ICE because ICE has been funded till 2029, you suckers. What do you think, that this is 1930s and people have no way of understanding and reading and doing their research and due diligence to understand how stupid you guys sound now? I, who supports these people? Who gives these people the authority to think that they could just come in and shut down a government yet again? Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe to my channel. I'm bringing wild and different videos. Facts, the most important facts are coming through. Not just not some news channel being connected to my channel and you're watching the news all over again. I don't do that crap. It's very easy to do, but I refuse to do that. I want to speak to you guys directly and get your feedback and understand how you feel, and I tell you how I feel. So please, if you haven't subscribed to Mike channel, like, subscribe, and give your comments. Let me see how you feel and what you think about this new threats of shutdown to our government yet again. We just came out of a shutdown. We we just survived a shutdown. Every time they shut this government down, it hurts everybody except the politicians, of course. They're shutdown proof. That's for sure. Excuse me, I got really thirsty there for a sec. Um, so just to so back to my topic. If you are against, I'm not even going to say Democrat or Republican. If you are against a government shutdown, please let me know in the chat if you are completely against a government shutdown, because the the impact of a government shutdown is such a widespread that it doesn't ask if you're black, white, Hispanic, Armenian. It doesn't ask if you're Republican or Democrat or an independent. It hits us directly. It hits our pockets. It hits our government. It hits our stock. It hits everything that a country should not be going through just because of two parties cannot get along. This is not way of solving problems. This is not way of taking care of a country or your citizens. You shutting down a government, you are completely stating that you don't care about your country or your citizens. I don't understand why you guys continuously take this approach, but it's very wrong. So I'm asking for for my viewers to give me their feedback, how they feel about this shutdown. Is this something that needs to happen, or is this against what you believe and what you voted for? I could tell you that I'm completely against the shutdown, and never voted for any government to take office and play with our livelihoods. This is completely wrong, and I just don't understand how they could get away with it yet again. We dealt with the longest in American history shutdown just a couple of months ago. And now again, they're threatening US government shutdown. This time around, there's going to be no more blame games, because the blame games are very well recognized. We understand exactly what you are doing. Trying to get rid of this stupid. Thank you. All right. So we understand very clearly what the blame games were taking place in America's longest shutdown in history. We suffered enough. It was very confusing. The Republicans and Democrats were playing their games. But this time around, it is extremely picture perfect clear that the Democrats are just out to destroy the government and the economy once again, because they're using the completely made up bullshit that the reason that they're going to shut it down is because of Republicans wanting to fund ICE and Border Patrol, which we know it's very clear. It's in the big, beautiful bill that portion of the bill has been funded till 2029. It's been done. It's finito. Finito, amigos. What language should I speak? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That's already been funded. So I'm asking for our people to wake up now. I'm from California, brother. Cali, Cali, Cali. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm in a blue state battling these stupidity that Democrats are pulling on us, starting from our governor, mayor, council, everybody, everybody. They're just a bunch of garbage, and they're destroying our country and our economy, or they're threatening to destroy it yet again. And I'm against that. So I'm asking for us average citizens, rather than going on the streets and harming each other. We need to speak up, and we need to speak up now, because if we don't do anything about it until Friday, I believe, is the deadline. If they don't vote the bill in on Friday, then we will have a partial shutdown beginning of Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm asking for you guys to speak up, put your politics behind. This is not about you being a Republican or a Democrat. This is about being an American citizen, and we need to let our politicians know that we've had enough of their stupid games. We know what they're about to do and why they're about to shut or potentially shut the government down. They're calling it a partial shutdown, but it's going to affect so many of us again. And we just went through this nightmare. And for them to do this on a brand new start, we have a new year. We're doing very well. Economy is doing really amazing. And for us to start the year this way, it's not going to be okay. And for the excuses that they're using, that it's going to be North Dakota. All right, my brother. I see a Kansas City Chiefs band that you have up there. So you must just be a fan of the football team. Well, North Dakota, I'm sure you guys are much better over there than we are here in California. I pray for all of us to do good. This is one nation under God, man. We need a change, and the change is not happening by shutting government down. This is not helping any of us. So thank you, North Dakota, for standing up and giving a shout out. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I ask you, and I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe, like. I bring different types of videos. My goal is always to be positive, Christian related videos, but every once in a while I jump in and speak of things that really get to me. And right now is the threat of a shutdown yet again. How do you guys feel in North Dakota about what's happening and ICE raids and government take doing its job to protect US citizens? Are you guys also upset there, or are you guys actually normal human beings who are in favor of cleaning the streets and getting rid of criminals? I've never been to North Dakota. I would love to visit. But right now, it's not about ICE agents, because ICE and Border Patrol have been funded till 2029. So the threats of us shutting down the government not to fund ICE and Border Patrol, you need to know that that's a bunch of bullshit, my friends. ICE and Border Patrol are funded till 2029. For the Democrats to sit here and say now that they're going to shut it down because of now you guys understand the game that they're playing. So we just lost two innocent lives that could not this could should not have happened. No one should have been asked to go to the streets and deport, not support. Um, no one should have been on the streets in Minnesota. No one should have been battling federal agents. The government used these innocent people. North Dakota complies. Yep, federal laws that don't have any. Well, I guess you guys have a normal and decent government and mayors, my friend. That's how it should be. You don't see this problem anywhere else. The only place you see these problems and chaotic protesters are the states who call on their citizens to go out and protest. The government of Minnesota asks their own police department to stand down, do not get involved, do not help with crowd control, and this is what ends up happening. Well, the sad story that I'm connecting the dots together is the outcome that I'm getting from this. This was this is what they needed right before the government bill passings, for them to now use this same bullshit excuse that we cannot support ICE and Border Patrol, for them to shut down the government. Now, does it make sense to everyone why two innocent lives were lost? To what battle? To whose request this happened? Wake up, guys, wake up. This is not normal. I've never seen anything like this in my life, and I've lived in a third world country, for crying out loud. And even there, you were not allowed to interfere with government and local police. Local police always supported the government. If the government requested something, the local police fell in line and did exactly what they needed to do. A, to protect the government federal agents, and B, to protect the local citizens. But in US, the most greatest country on this planet is fighting your federal agents in this manner. I've never seen anything like this ever in my life. I don't I'm sorry if I sound kind of uneducated when it comes to federal agency and local agency. Maybe I'm not the brightest to understand their laws and rules, but this is not normal. This doesn't make any sense. So you could tell me otherwise if there's something that I'm missing. But again, two innocent lives were lost just for the exact reason why they're screaming, Democrats are screaming that we are not going to sign those bills to support ICE and Border Patrol. But all you got to do is just take 2 to 3 minutes and research and see the fact that those agencies have already been funded till 2029. So for them to scream that they're not going to support an ICE agent or a federal agency or border patrol is bullshit. They're straight up lying to our face, trying to tell us otherwise. How stupid can one person be to actually believe what the Democrats are speaking about? This is nonsense. There's no way that this can someone actually. I wish I could get a chance, an opportunity to go over there and look at their face and say, "Listen, my friends, there's one thing that I'm very proud of myself, and I learned this in sales when I used to do sales. I learned really quick when someone looks into your eyes and they're lying to you. I learned that like this: when someone lies to me, and they're looking at you directly, and you're looking at them directly in their eyes, I'm very aware when they're lying to you. And right now, what the Democrats are preaching on the floor and on newscasts and social media, that they are against supporting ICE agents and they're not going to fund this bill. They're straight up lying to you and to us. So wake the F up and tell your politicians in your own states that F off, my friends. You have already passed, you've already lost the battle. Donald Trump and the Republicans came into office and slapped you around and did and got what they wanted. You've already lost that battle. You attempted to shut the government down. Well, you did. You shut the government down in the longest in American history ever. You still did not win that battle. And now you're threatening for another partial shutdown under a bunch of lies that the government is trying to fund more additional payments and new bills to support ICE and Border Patrol, which is bull crap. That's already funded till 2029. And if someone could tell me otherwise, I will be more than happy to listen and understand the more internal and deeper meaning of this bill that they're trying to pass, which has nothing to do with ICE and Border Patrol. If you don't believe me, take 3 minutes and go online and search. It's been passed. Not only that it's been passed till 2029, but new hires are eligible for a $10,000 bonus after background check training, which is, Jesus Christ, I think it's 47 days now of training, which is, it's too little. I do not agree with that. But that's besides the point. And after background check and 47 days of training and 12 months on, it's either, I think I read 12 months, then you qualify for the $10,000 extra bonus. So you're not cutting any money from um, ICE and Border Patrol. That is a bunch of bullcrap. You're strictly trying to shut us down just so you could say you're fighting Trump. But you morons, you idiots with bachelor degrees and higher education, idiots. You're not battling Trump. You're not hurting Trump or his family. You're only hurting our government, which by the way, if you didn't realize, our government does not start and end with Trump. So our government is much more bigger and much more in need of everyone's support. So by you shutting the government down, you're not harming Trump. You're not harming Republican politicians. You're harming Democrats and Democrat families across USA. So when and how can we actually make sense to you morons? Because you have lost every single battle. If anybody votes for you idiots today who are in office, I don't know what else to tell them and I don't know how else to speak to them. The only thing that I could convince myself that these people are challenged. I don't know how they're challenged. I don't know how they're brainwashed, but they cannot possibly go out and vote for another disgusting Democrat like yourself. I speak on behalf of California. If anybody in California with the right mindset goes and votes for this idiot, this criminal of a governor, then they're also a bunch of idiots and criminals themselves. This guy is robbing California with not even at nighttime, daylight on a beautiful Monday afternoon. They're straight up robbing California and Los Angeles with no questions asked. If you just take 2 minutes and research the most recent homeless fraud that has been taking place in Los Angeles, you'll you'll hopefully come to reality because this is not normal. It's not normal to have these types of people in office. If you have not hit the like button, guys, I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart, please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, please help a brother out and subscribe. It means a lot to me. It that costs you nothing, but it helps me a lot. Thank you again. So if you go out and vote for any of these morons after what they've done to us here in California and what they're planning to do now in the United States, it's you're blinded or you're government shutdown proof. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what agency or what industry you're in, but this shutdown is a extremely unhealthy, extremely dangerous maneuvers for our country. Did I make sense to all you guys out there? To the big four people who are watching right now. I don't care if it's four. I don't care if it's 400. If I have people who are actually listening and understanding and are with me, I'm thankful. That made my day. I had a long day at work today, and I came home. I said before I, completely settle in and get comfortable, let me just go and speak about this because the things that I'm hearing that could happen after this new possible shutdown, it's very sad. It's heartbreaking. We work so hard as citizens. We work so hard as a country, as a nation, to be doing better than everyone else in the world. But then our own politicians in our own country are putting us at risk that we should not be going to, and we should not be playing with those risks. It's not going to help you. It's not. It didn't help you in the longest government shutdown. It's not going to help you now. You're just so burnt and so angry that that Trump is doing what he wants and Republicans are getting their work done. You don't know how else to battle them. Your only choice is to risk the entire country by shutting it down. I hope this will get to some people who are actually decision makers. I hope that Republicans and Democrats could come to their senses and understand that this is not way of running a country. This is ruthless. This is lawlessness. This is not right. Excuse me, I'm gonna take a quick drink. Vitamin water does the body good. So I'm I'm sure you could hear in my voice. I am frustrated. It's not normal. It's not okay. I really don't know who else and how else to reach out and ask for guidance on how we us citizens, should approach this. Who do we complain to? I mean, I make my daily phone calls. I make my daily emails to our local politicians here, um, councilmen and senators, congressmen. I do everything that I can. I try to create a group of people that we could all do it at once so we could actually have an effect, so our voice could be heard. But it doesn't seem like it's getting to the people that it really needs to, which are the ones the leaders of the Democratic Party. He's all up in flames, screaming and hollering that ICE is, committing crime and ICE is doing this, but you're not gonna you're not gonna help anybody by shutting the government down. I'm trying to be as what's the word I'm looking for? As direct as possible, as passionate as possible to inform you leaders who are making these bad decisions not to shut the government down. It didn't help us, it's not going to help us. The whole battle that took place in Minnesota, it's heartbreaking when I'm actually analyzing and realizing the steps that they took right before this deadline that we're going to come to on Friday. Now I'm hoping that I'm wrong. I'm hoping that I'm completely mistaken on this theory that they took two lives for them to make their point. So again, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm definitely everything just lines up perfectly right after this most recent situation that took place in Minnesota. Now that they're jumping around and saying we cannot support ICE, we cannot support ICE, we can. Why? ICE has been around for decades for crying out loud. ICE has been doing its job regularly through multiple different presidencies from Democrats and Republicans. But why now all of a sudden you want to shut down the government because of ICE protests and ICE killings, as we've seen pretty clearly? And you cannot, I don't blame the agency on this one. Of course, it's a lot more painful. Not that any life, any loss of life was painful, but the way that it happened, the way that he was trying to help two other women in that situation, and the way that the ICE agents pulled the trigger, 10 shots at a person that's no threat to them. Of course, it's very painful and it's sad, but again, it's the politicians who are leading these innocent citizens to go out on the streets and protest are at fault. And now they're using those people who lost their life to shut down our government. And it's not okay. You, if you are listening to me right now, if you are alert, if you have any common sense, you should be screaming at your government and your local politicians and telling them not to shut down the government. No one has the right to play with our livelihood just to prove their point. No one. And I'm assuring that nobody voted you in office. None of us put you in office to now go and tell us you're going to shut down the government just so you could prove your point. I didn't put you in office to do that. And I'm sure most of my local citizens did not put you in office to do that. So you guys are in big trouble if you shut down the government. So if you've never fought for anything in your life, if you've never challenged your politicians, you've never attempted to occupy your day with that, or you're too busy. But I think this is the time that each and every one of us need to reach out to our local politicians and let them hear our voice. If they're in office because of our votes, then they need to work for us and do what we feel is necessary for this country, not just for them to gather together, the 10 or 20 of them, and decide for the entire country what needs to happen. It's wrong. Do not attempt to shut down the government. It's wrong. If you do, I'm telling you from a blue state, you will never, ever receive another vote as long as I live and as long as I could vote. I will never vote for that department or for that party that is trying to shut down the government again. This is not a threat, it's a promise. And if you think I'm just by myself or if I only have few followers, you're wrong. I have a very strong and loyal circle of friends and a community where I live. And there's a big group of us that we will do everything in our power to make sure that you or your colleagues will never be in office if you continue with your threats of shutting my government down. My government. I pay you. Don't forget that. Make a note of that if you've forgotten. Maybe some of you who've been in office for way too long, are now probably forgetting who you work for. And I urge to all my fellow citizens to do the same. I'm urging you guys to stand up for once, put up a fight, not a physical fight, but a legal fight. Call your local politicians, show up to their offices, bang on their doors and windows, and make sure they hear your voice loud and clear. Enough is enough.com. That's a shout out to my boy Arman Tsaroukian, the famous UFC fighter, the number one contender. He's now continuously using the word .com. Apparently, he just learned it. Everything he says the guy is very stupid fighter.com. Well, now the .com is turning on the politicians. Do not play with our government and our livelihoods. And if you don't know how to go about it, you could message me and I'll be more than happy to direct you on how to reach your local politicians, senators, congressmen, congresswomen, whatever the case may be. You could find them. Their location is public, their information is public, their offices. Sometimes, if you call them, they have a very well, not sometimes. Most of the time, when you call them, it goes directly to an automated message. That doesn't work. Emails are much better. And then after you email them a couple of times, if they don't respond, which most of the time they do respond, don't fall for the automated emails that you get right away. That thank you for reaching um, Adam Schiff. Blah, blah, blah. Not that. That's just an automated message. You'll have someone from his office directly emailing you. Then you know it's actually a person, not some uh, technology that responded back to you. You try to get a hold of them that way, and if that doesn't work, then you show up to their office day after day, and you let them know that you are a Democrat or Republican voter. You voted for them, and you are against another U.S. government shutdown. And you don't show up there by yourself. You show up with your neighbors, your colleagues, your friends, your family members. You show up there and you let them know that yes, you might be a Democrat and you voted for the Democratic Party, but you are against Democrats shutting the government down yet again. Because these people have completely lost their minds. They're so confused in who put them in office and who they work for. This is not their government. This is not their playground where they could just show up to office. And if something doesn't go their way and they start screaming government shutdown, that's bull crap, my friend. You are not authorized by the people who vote you in to continuously shut the government down. We are not okay with it, and we will fight till the end, till we win and we get you out of office. And when I say fight, please don't get it twisted. There's no physical, slightest an ounce of anger towards anybody. Fighting means taking it to the streets, to their offices, legally and by voting. Nothing else. Don't take this the wrong way and start, you know, getting all aggressive with them, because that you don't want to do that. They're human beings, they're God's children. They deserve to live a healthy and prosperous long life. No harm to anybody, but nobody deserves to be treated the way we've been treated this past couple of years now. It's wrong in every aspect. It's wrong. Why are you constantly threatening us? Every time you threaten to shut down the government, the stock market hits a roller coaster, and it's never towards the good. Never. The enemies around the world are watching us carefully, and they want us to fall within. And we will not allow that to happen. If you guys cannot handle the positions that we've put you in, then we will elect you out and bring someone in office who could do our job the right, proper American way. Understood? Thank you. If you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to my page, please do so. Mike Agajanyan, your boy, is gonna constantly bring you guys information that we could work together and we could come to an agreement and fight together. No more of this hatred. You're gonna put someone down because they're a Democrat, or they're gonna put you down because you're a Republican. We are all Americans under one nation and one God. I want to give you my shout out to all my people for joining me today. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for always joining me. Look out for my short videos. I do a lot of short videos. They're very more peaceful, Christian related, God talking, and God blessing type of videos. Positivity is the only way to win in this world and this life. With that said, I want to give my my greatest gratitude and appreciation to each and every one of you guys. Have a wonderful, amazing Tuesday evening. God bless you. God bless our nation. God bless our country and our men and women who go on the streets every day to protect us. In God we trust. Amen.